Hello everybody and welcome back. And last week's video we saw a vital point about God's function to save this humankind and bring his own son for to this world for our salvation to all. For salvation to all, I mean. Then initially he started with Abraham after the first world. So in between the start points and the vital points, which is Jesus, there was a big continuation to reach there, because we know it's Abraham to Jesus Christ. And Jesus couldn't come just out of anywhere. So he had promised as a blessing that he would make Abraham a big nation. So God chose a man, not a nation, to bring the Redeemer for human salvation. And through his lineage, the Jesus Christ has to come in his first advent. Then, as the promise of the blessing, God Abraham became a big nation, of course. The Israelites and are the physical descendants of Abraham through Isaac and Jacob, we understand. God changed Jacob's name to Israel in Genesis 32nd chapter 28th verse. And then we understand from then on his sons and the other descendants called the sons of Israel or Israelites. Jacob had 12 sons, we know that. They all were called the 12 tribes of Israel. Most popularly known, one member of the tribes was named Israelite, was called an Israelite. The word Israelite is often used with the terms of a Hebrew and a Jew, though. This word is often used between a Hebrew and a Jew because Abraham is a Hebrew, we know this. So it's obviously why are they called as Hebrews. But what is the reason behind Jews, though? Because we understand that it's Abraham because of the lineage of how Jacob comes through Abraham, as he is a descendant of Abraham. So they're called Hebrews. But why are they called Jews? We'll find out. So they split into two after Solomon into 10 tribes as Israel, with Samaria as a capital, and Judah and Benjamin into Judah as Jerusalem as the capital. Okay. But later these two tribes called as Judah exists for longer than the 10 tribes, with some good kings, we can understand. With some good kings, the two tribes survived for longer. The 10 tribes was captured by the Assyrians during the period when Isaiah and King Hezekiah leading Judah, the two tribes, and then later we even know that Judah was captured by Babylon king Nebuchadnezzar. During the period of Jeremiah, we understand. So we understand that the 10 tribes were captured by Assyria, and then the other two tribes were during this period, when Isaiah was the king, Hezekiah was leading the Judah two tribes at that point. But after this point, they were captured by Babylon king Nebuchadnezzar during period of Jeremiah. So Ezekiel and Daniel and the last king of Judah was King Zedekiah. You can understand. Now all 12 tribes became slaves, and later, during the Medo-Persian period, the king's invasion after Babylon's empire, they had the opportunity to come back and build the city and temple. And now they all used to call us Jews, in other words, Judah. We can understand here. So this is the understanding why Israelites are called as Judah, because of how they are related to it. Since Judah was the name of the two tribes, and the religion they followed is called as Jewish, we understand. So to understand this more easily, we can read, though, to understand this better for us, we can read Philippians 3rd chapter 4th to 5th verse, and we can understand why. We can understand a bit better about why they were given their name as Jews as well. Because now we understand why, because how it relates. But now we're going to go into a bit more detail. So let's read the Philippians verse. So it says, though I myself have reasons for such confidence, if someone else thinks they have reason to put confidence in the flesh, I have more circumcised on the 8th day of the Benjamin of the people of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin, a Hebrew in regard to the law of Pharisee. So here he is a Hebrew, and we know because he comes lineage of Abraham's son and belongs to the Benjamin tribe, one of the 12 tribes, started from Jacob Isaac's son, and in Acts 23rd chapter 3rd verse, he will call himself as a Jew itself in there. So we can read that verse as well, where he says himself as a Jew. So let's read that. I am a Jew, born in Tarius of Cilicia, but brought up in the city. I studied under Gamaliel and was thoroughly trained in the laws of our ancestors. I was zealous for God, as any of you were today. So one more point Jew we can understand today. Jew become a common name for Israelites or Hebrews, we can understand. So one more point we need to understand is all Jews and Hebrews, but not necessarily all Jews are Hebrews, but not necessarily all Hebrews are Jews, because Abraham had other children than Isaac. Only the lineage of Isaac, called as Israelites, are all Hebrews or Jews. We can understand here, because Abraham had another son who is Isaac and does not follow this lineage. So the people coming from Isaac will not have this lineage of the Israelites or Hebrews or Jews, or the Jews. Or the Jews part, since they're not the children of Isaac, since Jacob, who's the child of Isaac, was the one who was given the name. So now we can continue about this soon. But as the Passover is coming among us on Tuesday, April 4th, we're going to look in these 2 weeks about the Passover. So far we are going through about what the Jews were, why the Jews was given to Israelites, even though they already had a name of Hebrews. Why was this name given? The reason we understood about the two people, we understood the 10 tribes, how they were living. They were captured by the Assyrian king during the period, and then we understood that the king King Hezekiah was leading the 2 tribes at that point, and then in the period of Jeremiah. But then after this only, Nebuchadnezzar had captured, the king of Babylon had captured the 2 tribes as well. And Daniel and the last king of Judah tribe, and then the last person of the Judah tribe was King Zedekiah. We can understand. And if you're thinking about what Judah is, well, it's actually the name of the 2 tribes, Judah, if you were a bit confused about that. And then after this, we understand that the 12 tribes in total in the end became slaves during the Medo-Persian king invasion. After Babylonian Empire, they had an opportunity to come back, though, and build a city and a temple. And now they're called as Jews. And in other words, Judah. So I think most of you will understand why this was called why the name is now called Jew. But one more, and I hope you understood that, but the main point I wanted to convey now is that next week, for the 2 weeks, we will be talking about the Passover, which we've done for 2 years now. I'm going to carry on this year as well. So thank you for listening. Bye.